How Dan Koe makes $1.1 million every single month selling the dream of working 4 hours per day. So in this video, I'll break down exactly how Dan Koe brainwashed his audience in a good way and now making over $1.1 million a month using this super simple newsletter funnel. So in this video, you will learn how Dan is posting content that sells $8,000 offers without any problems and objections with his entire content strategy breakdown. Then I'll show you how he got 10,000 plus people on a wait list for his new product launch, which is just insane, right? And also, I'll go over how Dan pulls in $1.1 million a month using offer ascension model. So how he convinces people multiple times to buy his low ticket product and then his high ticket product. And lastly, I'll show you how you can implement his strategies into your info coaching business. So my name is Lucky, and from the last 2 years, I've been helping coaches and creators start or scale their info coaching businesses. So if you are looking for help, just go into the first link in the description and you can book a one-to-one directly with me. Now let's get back to the video. So first of all, it all starts with traffic. Now, as I say always, traffic is the most important thing in any info coaching business, right? So Dan is posting content on almost every platform we can think of while maintaining the quality. Now, a lot of people, what they do, they just try to copy someone like Dan Koe. They start posting on every single platform and they go nowhere with their personal brand. So I'll show you exactly how to deal with that situation. But for now, let's start with his Instagram content strategy breakdown. So on Instagram, he has 1.7 million followers, which is just insane. So he has a very huge personal brand. And a part of him doing $1.1 billion a month comes down to how many followers or how many impressions he get every single month on his content, right? And if you talk about his brand associations, so first of all, what brand associations actually are? So what they think of when they are watching your content for the first time, or maybe in general, if they are watching your content as ICP or your dream follower, right? So Dan's brand associations is focus, writing, discipline, 4-hour workday, productivity, and one-person business. So these are also his content pillars. Now, what content pillars are, it is just essentially the topics or subjects that you post your content around or that you build your personal brand around. So these are his brand associations as well as his content pillars. So he's not in any particular niche. So there is no something like he's only posting content about trading or drop shipping or maybe Airbnb. He's just posting content around his multiple interests. That's how he differentiates himself from the rest of the market, right? Now, not having a proper niche, like in a proper niche, you are making content for exact type of person that you want to attract for your high ticket offer, right? But Dan Koe is not doing that. Now, if you start copying Dan Koe, what happens is just you attract a lot of unqualified people. Now, unless you have millions of followers, you cannot make that much money that you can do if you are posting in a micro niche channel. But we'll not talk about that in this video too much. So there's a video popping on in the I button or the card feature. So I'll add that. You can watch it. But let's move on to his content format. So we have covered his brand associations, which I told you what they think of you when they're watching your content. Then his content pillars, now his content formats, which is the most important thing on Instagram. So what content formats are is how you essentially record your content and deliver it. So for example, this video is a raw, real, my breakdown. So this is a content format. Now for Dan Koe, he's first of all using the raw talking head clips a lot more than these two other content formats. So he's essentially using only 3 content formats, which is really good because I've seen people using 10 plus content formats on Instagram. So it just confuses your audience who you actually are as a person, right? So unless you are living under a rock from the last 3 to 5 months, the raw talking head clips are going viral, especially if a big creator is doing it. Like I know guys like FXLXG, TJR, Breast Scales kind of does this, but raw talking head clips are literally crushing it on Instagram. If you know how to use Instagram, right? If you have good hook, good body, and a good call to action. So his raw talking head clips is just him talking to the camera, straight to the camera with some subtitles and background music. So this is the simplest form of editing you can do for your Instagram content. And he is using it the most, right? Then the second content format is simple text overlay. And what he does is for the first 3 to 5 seconds, there is a text hook and he reads it loud. So if you don't have anyone to talk about your interest and passion with, so this is a text hook. Now, after the first 3 to 5 seconds, this just moves on to the raw talking head clip. So for example, there is a text hook for the first 3 to 5 seconds, and then he reveals his main raw talking head clip. So that is a simple text overlay format, which is also working for him really well. And then the last format is only text. So this is, when you just take a screenshot and you just post it as a reel with no audio, nothing. So this is just only text. There's a photo of his tweet or maybe a part of his newsletter, right? So these are the most used content formats, and he is literally crushing it on Instagram, especially with short form content. Now he also does carousels a lot, and a lot, I mean very, very consistently. He posts carousels like this, where it is just a part of his newsletter and he turns it into carousels. And carousels, some of the times it's edited with just some AI generated photos, and most of the times it's just this simple text, right? So these are his content formats: raw talking head clips, simple text overlay, only text, and carousel. So these are the four formats that he's using. Now, if you want to understand what is he posting and why he is posting, you need to understand how content funnel works. And this applies for every single guru that you watch online, right? So it all starts with top of funnel content. Now, the top of funnel, the funnel is very broad from the top. So the goal here is get as many people as you can to know you. Here we are just building your brand awareness so people get to know that, hey, Denko, it's somebody on the internet. So that is just literally the main goal of top of funnel content. Then we move on to middle of funnel content, where you do all the nurturing, or frame them, breaking their beliefs, giving them new beliefs, giving a new way of thinking, giving them value information, so that you nurture them and they can buy your high ticket offer or low ticket product, whatever you are selling. So show that you are the expert in your niche. That's what middle of funnel content is. It just positions you as the authority and credibility in your market. Then the bottom of funnel content, which is just having an insane amount of proof so that people can actually move over the fence who are just kind of skeptic for buying your offer. So these are the three content funnels. Now again, as I told you, this applies for every single content guru that you watch online. Iman Ghazi, Brez Skills, TJR, Shelby Saab, every single guy is using the exact same content funnel. So the main goal of Dan Koe, or I'd say the only goal here with Instagram, is as much views as possible. So he just want to build awareness around his personal brand, what he is doing, or him as a person. So that's what he's doing, right? He's posting top of funnel content, content that appeals to almost everyone. And what we call this content that appeals to everyone, top of funnel content, because as you can see here in the top of funnel, our main goal is to get as many people as to know you, that you exist, right? So yeah, just post content that appeals to almost everyone. And Instagram is way easier than YouTube in terms of getting more views and going viral. So how Dan could post content that appeals to everyone is just posting reels around focus, writing, discipline, working 4 hours a day. And you just don't need to grind 12 hours a day. Productivity, making money online, one-person businesses. So if you see his content pillars, these are the content pillars that can attract anyone. You don't have to be a specific person, because everybody wants to make online. Everybody wants to be more focused. Everybody wants to be more disciplined. Everybody want to work 4 hours a day. They don't want to grind 12 hours a day. So that is how you post top of funnel content. So these are his main content pillars that he uses again and again to post his reels and his content on Instagram. And that is how he get a lot of new people into his top of funnel content. Now from top of funnel, he can funnel them down to middle of funnel and finally bottom of funnel, so they can buy his coaching offer or low ticket products he's selling. But the thing is, most of his Instagram content is repurposed. Now a lot of people do not believe that he is still maintaining an insane amount of quality on his content, but it's repurposed from his newsletter, right? Because everything starts with his newsletter. Now let's take a look at his content flywheel for a second, because this is very important before going on to YouTube and other platforms. So what Dan Koe does, he writes a newsletter, one newsletter every single week. Now the newsletter is very valuable with multiple hooks inside it, and it just pure dense value, right? So what he does, he just speak out loud and record in a camera, then he posts the video onto YouTube. So that is the first repurpose. And he just upload the YouTube video in an audio format to a podcast on Spotify, which is called the co-cast. Then from the YouTube videos, he's also cutting out short form reels for his Instagram. Now, this can only happen if you have multiple hooks inside your newsletter, because if you do not have one, your short form reels will really struggle. And then he's also posting them into text format on X and LinkedIn. So you see how he's using newsletter in the best way possible, and the quality of his content going viral on almost every single platform depends on how good his newsletter is, how he writes, or how he structures his newsletter with multiple hooks, multiple stories, and multiple call to actions, right? So that is how Dan Koe repurposes his content. Now, if we take a look at his YouTube channel, so this is also really huge with almost 1.2 million subscribers at the time of recording this video. And just take a look, just take a first glance at this YouTube channel. You can see the consistent branding, consistent colors, and especially consistent fonts. So it just builds associations with you, right? So whenever you see a specific type of thumbnail or specific type of, I'd say, title or fonts in a thumbnail, you instantly think of that person, right? And his personal brand on YouTube, the content he's posting out is based on pure value and education, not on entertainment. And this is the most important thing with his channel. That's how he's able to do $1.1 million a month, is when you post about value and education, people kind of trust you. They trust you as a person, that hey, this guy is posting valuable content, so I must listen to him. And if you are giving them enough proof to trust you, it builds your authority. and it gives them confidence whenever they buy your low ticket product or high ticket product. So this is what I call nurturing, right? You are nurturing them in the content, you are framing them in the content that, hey, I'm a trustworthy person, I'm a valuable person, and I'm only putting out educational videos. And that is what exactly I am doing with my YouTube channel. Because people honestly only care about what's in it for them, right? If you are flexing your Lamborghinis, flexing your penthouse in Dubai, or I just spent $100,000 in 2 days on my Europe trip, this isn't cool anymore, right? People are watching the same content from 2018, 2019. So if you just try to flex your lifestyle and post some randomly highly edited vlog, then that's not going to happen. You can get views, but you'll always struggle with conversions. You'll not get many sales for your products. Now, how Dan Koe makes $1.1 million? Because he's just putting out value and educational content, in-depth content on his YouTube channel. He's not putting out anything related to entertainment. So if you are posting vlogs and flexing your lifestyle, just stop and start posting value and educational content, because people only trust people who give them value and education, right? So on YouTube, packaging is the most important thing. It decides if your video is gonna crush it or it just completely fail, right? So as I told you before that and guys, when I say packaging, it just literally means the thumbnail and the title, right? So you can easily see the consistent branding right here. The colors, the photo of him is consistent in every single one of the thumbnail. The font especially is consistent, right? And his thumbnail follow a simple rule of three, where what you do is just you do not add more than three main elements in your thumbnail. So here you can see this is the first one, here's the second one, and here's the third one. And again, this is the first one, this is the second one. So in this video, in this thumbnail, he's only two main subjects. Again, the same here, one and two, and same in the last thumbnail. So keep packaging clear, follow the rule of three, and add curiosity to the title. So all the titles, it just builds up upon the thumbnail, right? So that's how you use title and thumbnail effectively. Now the format on YouTube is just really simple. He's doing simple talking head videos with minimal editing. So as I told you in his content wheel, that what he's doing, he writes a newsletter every single week and he then reads out loud, talking in the camera, and this is just his YouTube format. So you can see his background, the consistent coloring still goes on in the video itself. Black background, black t-shirt, black mic, and this simple screen. And his background doesn't change a lot. And this is the only format that he's using on YouTube, right? Now, if we go on to his strategy a little deeper, you can see the videos are very, very longer. Like the average video length is over 20 minutes. So very long in-depth videos, 20-minute plus. Now, the thing is, the more time they spend with you, the more they trust you. So there's a 7-11-4 rule that every guy preaches about, but yeah, this is very useful. So Google did a study and they found out that if you are selling something high ticket, your buyer at least need to consume 7 hours of your content. Now you can have reels, it take them forever to watch an hour of reels. But if you have video content on YouTube with your average video being 30-minute plus, then it becomes way easier to complete this 7 hour. And if somebody watches 7 hours of content, they just love you as a person, as a creator, right? So very long, in-depth educational videos, that is the main personal brand, is all around value, education, and in-depth information. That's why people trust him way more instead of his competitors, right? So he's posting one times every single week, because these videos actually takes a lot of efforts than reels. They are very long and in-depth. Then most of the videos are top of funnel videos. Now, as I told you in the content funnel, the top of funnel videos is just generate views and get more people in your top of funnel. So he do not have any niche, but he has a lot of content pillars. And on YouTube, his content pillars are productivity, self-discipline, life advice, deep work, one-person business, personal branding, learning skills, writing, mindset. All of these are his content pillars. Now, if I show you an example, you can say this one. You have been lied about the 40-hour work week. So in this video, he just explained why grinding 12 hours a day is completely useless, and why doing 4 hours of deep work is essentially effective, and how you can do it. So that's how he completes the 20 minutes. He's just not trying to make the video longer for the sake of it. He's just giving actual value for the straight 20 minutes, right? And the second thing he's doing is middle of funnel content. So from, let's say, once a month, what he did, if he's maybe selling a low ticket product, or maybe he want to launch a new product or his high ticket offer, he just do a middle of funnel content video. So this one is from 0 followers, so how you can grow your personal brand. And everyone is quitting social media, so how you can build your personal brand in the new way or the better way, whatever he is selling your offer around. So these are the videos that are specifically designed for selling his products, maybe his software, maybe his high ticket coaching offer, maybe his low ticket offers, courses, things that he sells. But any of the video that you watch is always ties back to his products. So all the content pillars, productivity, mindset, writing, personal branding, he has products in almost every single one of the content pillars, and that is a low ticket product. So essentially lower than 1K, he has multiple products. Jeez, what happened to my pen? But yeah, you get my point that it's less than 1K, right? And how he ties back to his products by doing two call to action. First one in the middle of the video, which is just a soft call to action that, hey, if you want to learn how you can work 4 hours a day and still make more money in your job or more money than your job, you can just, check out my this 2 hour writing course or, my productivity hack course, something like that. Because as I told you again, he's selling multiple products. So he specifically curated his content pillars around his multiple products that he's offering, right? Because if you are selling a coaching offer on trading, and you are posting content about Airbnb, this doesn't make any sense, right? So two call to action, first one in the middle, which is just a soft call to action. And in the end, he's just doing a direct call to action that, hey guys, if you want to do this, just click a link in the description, check out my product. And yeah, this is the best thing ever. So that is how he ties back every single one of his products or his videos to his products. So those are the two major platforms, which is YouTube and Instagram. And this, honestly, this did 70 to 80% of his business. So from $1.1 million, he's doing essentially 700, 800 grants from YouTube and Instagram alone, because video content is always more effective than text or audio content. So third thing, he is posting also on X and Twitter. And what he is doing, he's just repurposing old newsletter content. So let's say he did a newsletter 3 weeks ago. So he started repurposing on his latest Twitter post or X post. And there is no specific strategy that he's using on Twitter or X. What he does is he has this pinned product, his low ticket product, which is his latest one. So how you can be more disciplined or be more focused throughout the day. This is his offer. So he pinned this one on his profile. So people looking at his profile, they can always check out his low ticket product, and people can easily be interested in low ticket products directly instead of a high ticket one, right? And then he's just posting multiple tweets throughout the day, again using the same content pillars as I discussed with you and YouTube and Instagram. And one of the best thing he's doing on Twitter is his, first of all, getting amazing impressions on Twitter. If you look at his profile, he got almost, yeah, 500,000 followers, so 550,000 followers. So what he does, he gets a lot of traffic on Twitter, so he just redirects them to YouTube, because he knows that people are way more nurtured on YouTube, because YouTube is the best platform when it comes to selling a coaching offer or selling multiple low ticket products, right? So he just redirects his X traffic to YouTube. And on LinkedIn, it's the same thing, guys. All he's doing is old newsletter content repurposed, because I showed you his content flywheel, that he just write a newsletter and then repurpose again and again and again every week, right? So news on LinkedIn, sorry, just a simple hook. I'd say self-discipline is easy actually. And if you want to read more or learn more, you can click on this link, which sometimes goes on to his YouTube or sometimes goes on to his newsletter. So that is Dan Koe's entire content strategy, right? That is how he's getting millions of impressions every single week. But now let's move on to how he's getting super qualified and warm leads for whatever products he's selling, right? So Dan's main focus is his newsletter, because newsletter is the center of all of his business, right? So Dan's main focus on every single platform is to get people to his newsletter. So the first link is always the newsletter sign up link. On YouTube, it's, you can click on the first link and it goes to this landing page, which is just a simple Substack page where you can enter your email and join his newsletter. On Instagram, he's doing the same. On TikTok, he's doing the same. Spotify, he's doing the same. Twitter, LinkedIn, all of the traffic goes to this page. On this page, by entering your email, you can join his newsletter and you can see he's already over 190K subscribers. And why he's putting newsletter as the first priority? Because first of all, you can retarget people onto emails, because you cannot track if somebody is watching your YouTube videos again and again. So if they give you their email, first of all, they trust you. It's the sign that they trust you. And then you can retarget them whenever you are selling or launching a new product, right? Then it nurtures people, because on email you can do longer form of content. So it nurtures people. They already watch your YouTube videos or your Instagram reels. Now you are just nurturing them way more, so that at the time of buying your product, they are 100% confident and they do not have any objections at all. And you also have a paid version of this, right? So this is one of his low ticket products. And the newsletter platform that he's using, it is just amazing, guys. Honestly, I haven't done a lot of newsletter breakdowns or newsletter funnels, but this is one of the best platforms, right? So here you can see a lot of functions. There's home function. You can also chat if you are a subscribers of him. AI and prompts. So he's made multiple categories of his newsletter. So AI and prompts, writing strategies, marketing strategies, and human 3.0. So he's just selling this chat feature as a low ticket product, right? And now how he get people interested in his products and offers, because as I told you, he's doing way more call to action than any other creator that you watch online. So on YouTube, the first way is link in description. We already knew it, right? That hey, read my newsletter. It goes on to this page that I showed you here, and they can enter the email and join his newsletter. Then he has link for every single one of the products. So he's launching a new product called Eden. Learn high value skill, which is just 2 hour writing, how you can write online and make money. Then how you can launch a 1% business. So this is a paid version of his newsletter. And then his books, The Art of Focus and Purpose and Profit. So again, low ticket products, and then his socials. So his description is really simple. All he has is just the link of every single product that he sells, right? Then call to action. Call to action also plays a way more important role than you think. So two call to action. In the middle is just a soft call to action, and in the end, he's doing a direct call to action. And if he's giving out any lead magnet, he's using his own software. So that is just a very good way to get traffic onto your software if you are selling one. But most of you aren't selling one, so you don't need to worry about it. But what you can do instead, if you have some lead magnet, just collect their email first. So collect their email and then give them access to the lead magnet or whatever you want to give them. So let's say this is the lead magnet. I don't know what happened to my pen, but sorry for that. So they, from the YouTube video, they goes to this page, they give you the email, and from this page they can access the training, the free training, or the free guide, whatever you have as a lead magnet. And on Instagram, he's doing a call to action through multiple ways. First of all, stories. Now, as I told you while breaking down his YouTube strategy, that from stories he always redirects people to his YouTube videos, because YouTube is the best platform. There are longer videos, and the longer somebody watches your content, the more they love you, they trust you as a person, right? So on stories, he essentially promotes his offer. He built hype for the new launch if he's launching anything new, and then he just redirect to YouTube videos. So stories are a very important thing, because people watching your stories are already warm, right? They already follow you. They're already watching your content from maybe a long time or maybe a couple of months now. So on Instagram, if you're not doing stories or story sequences, you are really missing out on a lot. And if you want help, guys, with implementing any of the systems that I showed you in the video, you can book a call directly with me. There is a link in description, and you can also DM me on Instagram. So my Instagram is also in description. But the next thing he is doing is carousels. So whenever he is doing a longer carousel, it's always him promoting his low ticket products. So for example, on this carousels, he has very long, I guess 10 plus slides. And what he is doing is just letting people know about the problem, that hey, you cannot focus, you cannot work hard enough. Then going through the solution, that why human is superhuman 90 product is the best product out there. So he just builds the momentum in the first 5 6 slides, and then in the last he just do a simple call to action, that hey guys, I have a product, you can check it out. He's not doing any hard call to action, because on Instagram people do not like if you are doing them a hard call to action, because they are not nurtured enough at the level of YouTube leads so that you can do a direct call to action, right? So on Instagram, I never suggest you doing a direct call to action unless it's stories. On stories, you can do it, but especially in the reels and carousels and posts, just avoid doing call to actions. And the third thing, which is really interesting, he is doing call to action in captions. Now, it is very subtle, or I'd say soft call to action, where in the captions of every single one of his reels, he is attached the page or Instagram page of his products. So Super 90 challenge and learn digital writing. And every single one of the reels ties back to his multiple low ticket products. It's the same thing with YouTube, right? Because every single YouTube video ties with his either high ticket product, either his software, or either his low ticket products. So it's the same thing with Instagram. So on the reel, on the actual reel, he's not doing any call to action, but in the caption, he added the Instagram pages of his products. So if you are interested, you can check that out. If you are not, you can just avoid them, right? So that is a very clever way, or very good way, especially if you are a big creator. You cannot do call to action in every single one of the videos like I am doing, right? So in the captions of carousels, posts, and reels, he is doing the same thing, where he just add the actual page of his low ticket products. So this is also really good strategy. And on Twitter and LinkedIn, what he is doing, he has this product like pinned up the first post of his Twitter account. So whenever somebody goes onto his Twitter account, the first thing they see is this low ticket product, right? Now this doesn't get many conversions, but this is the best thing that you can do in Twitter and LinkedIn. So he also does promotional posts on Twitter. So what he does is he either redirects them to his newsletter or his YouTube, which then indirectly he's just redirecting them to products and offers, because on newsletter and YouTube he's promoting his offers. So it is just a longer way to promote your offer, but yeah, it works, because on Twitter he's getting an insane amount of traffic. So he just redirects them, and sometimes he also does promotional posts like this one, right? So that is how Dan Koe is getting an insane amount of high quality lead flow to his offers. Now the last thing remaining is the conversion, how he is using ascension model to sell his multiple low ticket products and then his high ticket products, right? So Dan is selling multiple products because his content target mass market. Now whenever you are targeting mass market, the problem is you cannot sell a high ticket offer directly to them, because if you do it, you are probably gonna fail, because people are watching your content because of multiple different reasons. And if you are selling a high ticket offer, it's going to be either one-to-one or group coaching, and it's going to be on a single transformation or offer that you are doing, right? And if you are posting mass market content, you essentially don't know what audience you are going to sell to or what offer they're going to buy from you. So for that, multiple products is the only way. But that is the thing, guys, if you do not have hundreds of thousands of followers, just don't go mass market. If you go mass market, you want to have multiple products, right? And to handle this situation, Dan is doing what we call offer ascension, where price and value just increases correspondingly. So it all starts with his free content. So for example, in the step one, he's doing free content on YouTube, on Instagram. On the second step, he has his multiple OTT products. On the third step, he has his softwares like Eden and Cortex. And the last step, he has his coaching program, which is, I guess, $6,000 or $8,000. I'm not sure, but it is something like high ticket, over $5,000. So the more price you increase, the more value they get and the more direct access they get to you. So this is what we call a value ladder, or you can call it an offer ascension, which is just a fancy name for value ladder. The more you're going to climb up this ladder, value is going to increase, but price is going to also increase. So that is how Danny is convincing them to buy his multiple low ticket products and then his high ticket products. So if we take a look about all the products he's selling, he's just selling more than 10 different products. So first of all is his books, right? And now books are a very, very good entry point, because first it builds your authority and credibility that, hey, this guy's an author. So there is something, I'd say, preconceived beliefs about a writer, that he's going to be intelligent and credible person. So Dan wrote two books, and books are a really great way as a low ticket product, right? Then he has his multiple low ticket offers. So first one being his paid newsletter, which he's selling it for $17 monthly or $150 a year. And you can also chat with him or his subscribers, as I showed you here. Where's that? Yeah. So in that chat section, if you want to chat with him or his subscribers, you have to pay $17 a month. Then he has this course, which is 2 hour writer, where he's just telling you, showing you how you can write like Dan Go, how you can write newsletter, how you can build your personal brand, right? So learn the AI proof skill for the digital economy without spending 4 years on a degree, 42K degree. And if you click on it, it's just a low ticket product. Then the Superhuman 90, which is a low ticket product showing people how to be more disciplined and be more focused while you are working. So essentially how to be more disciplined. And you can see this is also 150 bucks. This is also 150 bucks. And this is $17 a month. Now let's go on to his mid ticket product. So when we talk about his mid ticket, he's only selling one course for $500, I guess. So let's have a quick look at that. So again, it follows the same structure. So who is it for? For beginners, creators, and founders. So almost it's for everyone. Then turn one idea into weekly content for all the platforms. So he's essentially showing his content systems, how he writes content. Now for now, it's already closed. But if I check out the price real quick for you guys, so it's $400 enrollment and 119.95 for lifetime access. You get almost everything in this $400, but if you wanna like a better experience, you can pay $2,000. But at the time when this was open, there's a simple VSL where he's going over what's inside it and the proof that he got for other people. So he's doing again a lot of copywriting, what you get inside it and why you need this one, why this is the best thing, and what's inside it, what you will get, the content ecosystem, how to pick topics, how to write posts, how to write threads, how to grow on X, how to grow even when you have zero followers. So you get my point, right? He's just following the basic structure of landing pages, and if it's a low ticket product, then there is no VSL. But if it's a mid ticket or high ticket product, then there's a VSL and a very, very long sales page blasted with tons and tons of testimonials from authority figures and from a lot of normal people. So this is his mid-ticket product, and this was his high-ticket product. So this is his coaching program, Cortex University, where he just essentially helps people what he do. So making money with YouTube, with content and all. Right now it's closed, but it's the same thing as this mid-ticket product. It's just a course, and this is a high-ticket product. So it's a coaching program, right? Now the softwares is first one. He had this Cortex software named Cortex. Essentially, you can say similar to Notion, right? And At the time of recording this video, he just shut down Cortex and launching Eden. So maybe it's just an improved version of Cortex. Maybe there are some issues with Cortex. I don't know about the software that much. So this is essentially the list of products that Dan is selling. So you can see 2 books, then 3 low ticket products, 1 mid ticket, 1 high ticket, and 1 software. So that's around 5, 6, 7 different products, right? And if you are just starting out, all I can say is don't copy Dan. You will go nowhere with your personal brand. There will be a video in the I button where you can see how beginners or people just starting out in info are making money with micro niche YouTube funnels, and how I am booking 3 to 5 qualified sales call for my high ticket consulting offer, even with only 200 subscribers and getting 100 views on average, right? So again, if you are looking for help to start or scale your info coaching business, you can go into the first link in the description, book a one-to-one with me. Or if you have any questions regarding any of the thing that I discussed in the video, or any questions in general, my Instagram is linked below. You can DM me on Instagram. So that's it for today. See you in the next one.